Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Hi,
girls,
peoples.
friends, people, welcome to the DC Infinite Hour Holiday Edition, featuring Brad, the DC Universe geek of YouTube notoriety, and everyone's favorite Canadian. Next, we have Mr. Rob D. Toys, the best-looking action figure photographer on Instagram, and of course, I'm Ahsoka the Geek. And we are all very excited to be with
I don't
you.
know about
With you, 15 people. Or
Wait,
even
it's
people in
that
the
way,
chat.
right?
And how many casts is this now? How many lives
I
have
think
we
this
done now?
Is this 4 or 5?
I don't know.
I think it's 6.
Is it 6?
I'm pretty
Darn.
sure it's 6. Yeah.
Is it 6 for you
No.
guys? Because I started one late.
No, you've been on all of them.
I think
No,
Yeah.
I commented on
I
one.
think
and
it's
Oh,
you
you're
7
right.
for Ahsoka and
Yeah.
I.
Oh, we don't count that one, Brad. We don't count that.
Oh,
one.
no,
That was
no,
just me and Rob
no.
bullshitting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
When I made the when I make the headers, I said for this one it says episode 6. So
Okay.
that's how I know.
Okay, well, we got to go with the headers.
Mm-hmm.
Headers always got it right.
First of all, what's everyone drinking tonight?
I have I found it in my fridge. I would have rather gone with a beer, but Hop K Fine Ruby Port. And I'll tell you,
Nice bottle.
there's nothing fine about this, though.
And Rob, what do you have, sir?
Guinness.
Oh, Guinness, lovely. And I have
As it should be. As
Sure.
it should be.
Jameson Ginger. I also have a new decanter I got for Christmas from someone. Look at that beautiful decanter. I love
that's
decanters,
nice.
guys.
Ooh.
I love decanters.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to some of the folks in the chat. Ezekiel says, I love the show. I'm glad I can make it to a live showing. Ezekiel, happy to have you, sir. I love that name. My wife and I have brainstormed using that name if we have a kid. As a
Ezekiel?
middle name. Ezekiel, yeah.
What is your name? Ezekiel. Fuck you, Ezekiel.
No,
nothing wrong with the name Ezekiel. That's one of my favorite.
yeah.
I love that. That's hilarious.
Mr. B. Well, I won't go through all the chat, but I don't want to
Darth,
do that. But
you're not lame. Drinking water is a necessity in life.
yes,
Although
yes.
I can understand why you wish you were drinking alcohol.
But Darth, if you're able to, grab a drink. It's never too late. Ooh, hello from Boston.
Drinking
Think
some
you're right,
Captain. You got some Captain
I love
Morgan
that
going
city.
on there.
Beautiful. You love
Boston?
Boston? Yeah.
Boston?
I've never been there. Never been.
I love Boston. It's a beautiful city.
I've never been there. Actually, I haven't been to very many American places.
How's the food in Boston, Rob?
When is it starting, says Mr. B? We're starting now.
It's excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
is it? Oh, look, another Ian.
I'm all about the
amazing
Irish
Whoa.
food, so
I'm going to raise my drink to Ian because it's 2 a.m. where Ian is. So I raise my glass to you for making it here to this stream in the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, Roland is in Cambridge, near the real Cheers. Look at
yeah,
that.
I know where
Cambridge,
that's
Ontario?
at. I've been there.
Cambridge, Boston, nice.
Cambridge, Boston.
No,
Or Massachusetts.
Cambridge.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
near the real Cheers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny
Yeah.
story. I'll make it very quick. I was at a pub
Yeah.
one time getting a little bit tipsy with some friends, and this girl rode up on a bike and she stopped outside of the pub on the sidewalk. And I said, "Hey, nice shirt." She was wearing a Cheers shirt. I said, "Nice shirt. Where'd you get that?" She goes, "I got it at Cheers." And she did get it from somewhere in Boston. And I was like, "Wow, cool." And she said, "Hey, what you wearing?" I said, "I got a Pearl Jam shirt." She said, "Okay, here, quick, take it off." So I'm sitting there in the pub on the patio. She's outside on the sidewalk looking like a meth addict. And she takes off her shirt, and I took off my shirt, and we switched shirts, and she rode away on the bike with my Pearl Jam shirt, vintage Pearl Jam shirt, and I got a sweet Cheers shirt that I wore like all the time. I bet
now-
your boyfriend was like, "Why'd you come home with a different shirt on? Who you been?" Right?
Do you still have it, Brad?
No. This was
Oh.
like, oh geez, I've been married for like a year at the time.
That's
I've
hilarious.
been married for 20 years now. Oh,
Oh,
my beautiful
wow.
wife is here.
Oh.
I was telling him the Cheers shirt story.
Do you want to ask her to hop on? Do you want to say hello to the?
Oh, do you want to say hi to people, dear? Do you want to say hello? This is Mrs. Universe Geek.
Hey there.
Oh, she's behind the mic.
Oh, look at that. That's so sweet.
That was even when she's not trying, she's bashful.
Brad, by the way, what is I saw your post about the Nerdy Awards. I had no idea what this is. Please
Oh.
let us know what the Nerdy Awards are.
How did I not tell
Hey,
you?
I'm back.
I don't really know what happened. Okay, so there's a channel called Nerdzoic, and
Oh, of course, big nerd.
Big Nerdy.
Of course,
Big
big
Nerdy,
nerdy.
yeah.
He's
And
awesome.
so every year he does the action figure awards, and it's the
Yeah.
first time he did a DC Multiverse award, and he thought it was fitting that he asked me to do it, and I was like, sure. I was stoked to be able to help out, and yeah, it's neat. He does a really good job. The production
Yes.
is like
Psh,
semi-professional, but also semi-old school YouTube kind of
Yeah.
mashed together. So yeah, it was fun. And I was really tickled that he asked me to present that award. So I did. And the figure that won it was Bane.
Oh,
The Bane
okay.
mega figure won
That's
the
a good.
award
That's
for
a good one.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Now I gotta go
Solid
watch
figure.
that. Excited.
Yeah, and there's a
sure.
lot of people they're presenting too. Like a lot of
Brad,
reviewers from all the way around. Yeah, some OG, some new people. I was just happy to be part of it.
I mean, look at you guest starring in other podcasts. I mean, listen, dude. I mean, hey, this guy over here. You know what I mean? Wait, it'd be great if you're on CNN next. You know, next we go live to Brad, the DC Universe geek.
I'm here inside of a Canadian Toys R Us on Black Friday, and as you can see, I've already sustained a black eye and a bloody nose. Back to you at the studio.
Oh, dude.
No,
that'd be
we're not
awesome.
like that. Not
Oh
usually.
yeah, you guys are nice.
Yeah.
Mm,
But America doesn't have a Toys R Us, so I couldn't
that's true. We don't.
aim the joke in that
We
direction.
just have memories of one.
Hey, you'll get it back. You have a
Yeah.
black hole. There'll be one that shows
Yeah.
up there. They'll do it again.
I hope so. But listen,
Me too.
let's get into some of our topics for tonight, guys. We
Yes.
have some 2022 top 10 stuff we're gonna get to later in the show. But first off, we're gonna start off with a little bit of news. The Eradicator has made landfall. He has started
is
to
hot.
show up, and in the true McFarlane tradition, just starts popping up at random. First, it's overseas. Then, like,
Mhm.
it seems like hours later, someone's posting, "Hey, found it in Southern California."
It's
at a
always in
Walmart.
SoCal, eh?
Yeah, SoCal. And I live in
Always.
SoCal, and I go to my freaking Walmart, nothing. What do I
Yeah.
got? The endless winter
Yeah.
wave. You know?
Yeah. Well, as a Canadian, I find it frustrating because, like, I also review the figures, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
we've had this conversation before as friends that, like, I try to walk that fine line between getting some stuff early enough that I force the algorithm to kind of remember that I exist, so that my
Yeah.
channel can at the very least continue to exist. You know, even if it's not going to grow that much. But I don't want to get everything. I don't need to get everything early. I want to leave some room for other people to be able to review things before I do. I'm a big fan of spreading that around. And so what sucks for me is occasionally when I find these Hong Kong sellers, I'm like,
Yeah.
fudge. I'll end up buying some of them just so that I can get them a little bit earlier, so that, because I don't want my channel to, get forgotten by the algorithms. Because
Of
once the
course.
algorithm forgets your
Yeah.
channel exists, it's challenging to bring it back.
And-
So I do end up ordering some of these from Hong Kong. The Eradicator I did.
I don't blame you one bit. I mean, your channel, you spent a lot of years of hard work on it.
Yeah.
So, and you are at a disadvantage geographically. So,
Yeah.
like, and it is tough, dude, because, like,
Yeah.
there's some things I'm sure you're like, oh, that like white version of Deathstroke. I can wait on that. You're
I
fine.
probably won't even review
Yeah.
that one
You know,
because I'm not
like-
even.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there to me. I never read the source material for it. To me,
No, but the
Deathstroke is supposed to be
Eradicator.
orange, and
You know?
Yeah, I mean, same with me. Like on the East Coast, like we get it maybe 2, 3, sometimes even 4 months later.
yeah,
And the Eradicator is one of those that I don't need it necessarily for my channel. I mean, I do, but I kind of want it just as a collector. I want it
Yeah.
quickly and fast because I want it in my hands. I actually want to
Yeah.
get 2 because I want to do that custom, but
yeah.
it's that anticipation and that anxiety that I get of waiting for a figure.
Can we show that custom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can
I'm
we show
about
that on
to.
the stream
Oh,
here?
before we do that, I wanted you to address, Brad, Roland's question here. He says, what about people like Robo from the, how do you say that, Foosh? Who does
Foosh.
whatever does well. I think there is a little bit of that. Like, sure, you can still do okay, but I think you
I'm
do a
not-
lot better if you have like new stuff, right, Brad?
I'm not sure that he does whatever, whenever. I think it's more of a he does a lot of stuff that's still new as it comes out, right?
He
But
talks
he
a
does all
lot.
kinds
Like
of.
he does a
I
week.
think
He does a weekly thing too, right? Like
Right.
he
does a
talks
recap.
about it, so he's always
Yeah.
like there.
Yeah, and he reviews lots of figures, but he gets a lot of stuff sent to him, and then he buys a lot of stuff, and
Mhm.
like he's always got new stuff coming in, right? So so he does a whole bunch of different figure lines, and so it's not quite as bad, right? It's not quite as stressful
Oh,
for him.
okay.
But I just do DC,
Makes
and
sense.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do other things on the channel. Like I have Toy With It. That's why I made the other channel, which I don't have time to upload on. More Brad the DC Universe Geek, and that's where I did all my Ninja Turtles and everything else. GI Joe, Thundercats, He-Man. That all went on that channel. But yeah, the point is it's really about if you get it sooner for a lot of the stuff. It's really
Yeah,
what it
and
is, because you need people within the first little while to come to your channel and click on it so that your channel stays alive. And I'm not as big as Rob from the Foosh either.
Yeah, and great points, and especially we're very niche, all of us with DC.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
and for me on my YouTube channel, which doesn't have that much going on, if I don't have something new that I haven't gotten early to post, I don't even bother. But I just like know if it's gonna get like 300 views if I get something late. Like what's it's like
It's got to be time. It's got to be the payoff has to be there if you're going to put the time into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, back to the Eradicator. So Mr. Toy Shiz, Mr. Legendary Toy Shiz, found
The shiz is the shiz.
He's great. So here he is. Here's the Eradicator. Rob, start with you, sir. Thoughts on the in-hand pics we're seeing here?
I think it looks beautiful. I actually
Yeah.
talked to him about this. I think he said he was going for groceries and just happened to see it and picked it up. Yeah, so like he did a review. I watched it today.
Yeah.
He kind of mentioned the same things we're probably all going to mention about like the S and the cape not touching exactly, but you can overlook that. It does look like the cape is very soft, so that's a kind of a cool point. I really like it. I mean, I do still think that the head that it comes with looks like Sylvester Stallone's statue from Rocky 4 or Rocky 3, 4. But I'm that's why I want to get two. Like I want this one, but then I want to do the traditional. And I was even considering, like I told Brad, maybe you, but getting epoxy and doing like the Cyclops like half like mask
that was
type thing.
Yeah, you put it in our chat.
Yeah. So like I was kind of toying with that, but at the very least, like with Toy Shiz's thing, like you can do the head swap and then do the visors from My Hero Academia. So
it's funny because when you look at the covers during the reign of the Supermen, the Eradicator has a bare neck. It's as we talked about, Rob, last
and then he also has blue.
The back of his head doesn't have the blue on the cover, but as soon as you go on the inside,
it's blue from the S up.
That's right.
And then the back of the head's covered. So it's I go by the figure. DC Direct, they had to approve their own figure for their own characters. I go, okay, that's what they intended. So it's a case of the artist cocking up with the covers.
I don't know if I'm going to go to the extreme of painting the neck blue. I think I'm just going to, at this point, just do a head swap like he did.
Yeah.
But I might, if I do like the full epoxy and have to paint that blue, then I might just paint the whole thing.
But do you think it's even worth I mean, just for fun, it's worth customizing. But do you think they're going to release a regular version of this?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
that's the gamble that you take.
Well,
right?
this is the gold label version.
There's sort of a good picture of him getting blown up by the.
Why don't you here? Wait,
can
we
and look
like,
at his
blow
neck?
you up?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me get rid of my screen share.
Here, solo layout. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and you can see his neck is blue there, right?
Yeah. God, this art's so freaking good.
But I mean, there was that one cover in the Reign of Superman where the blacks, when he was in the regeneration suit and Superman had short hair. Yeah, I believe that was Jurgens.
Yeah,
drew it.
Do you say Jurgens?
Like Jurgens.
Jurgens.
What do you think I said? Jurgens. Sounds like
Jurgens.
Sounds like a margarine company or like a ladies' tights company. I got only the finest Jurgens ladies' tights.
Going back. Okay, I'm sorry. What do you guys? They are gonna release this a regular version.
This is the gold label, so maybe
it's very possible. I mean, I don't think that they have to do much other than like a head swap and maybe a paint app, and that's about it.
If we go over to Toy Shiz,
Ah!
beautiful custom. Look at this guy. Look at the
Oh my-
shiz, man. Look at the
I
shiz,
know.
dude.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm
That's-
gonna end up buying that. What did he? The shocker, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for those effects.
Yeah, for my. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's from. But I bet you.
Damn.
You could probably use like a flash effect, right, from the Flash figures. Like, there's so many lightning effects. I guess this looks
Could.
better.
It does
yeah.
look really good.
I'm totally doing this. This is like, yeah, I'm
And
the
what's
same as
funny
you, the
is,
Rob. I
like-
gotta have two.
He put up on his stories the link to the My Hero Academia figure.
Oh, that's
the
brilliant
Hawks
marketing
figure.
right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, he's gonna sell that figure out because
Yeah.
that's the only reason. I mean, I bought it already, so I mean, I can't imagine like they're gonna be like, why are these going off the shelf so bad?
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to show you that the appetite is always for the classic version, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's as much as
I mean, look
like
how many
this
lights he
version-
has on that.
I know. I don't even see.
On
Wait,
on the on that. It's he only
1,500
posted 3 hours ago.
4 hours
maybe
ago,
4.
yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, it's interesting. Like, they haven't even announced the regular version. You know, like, why would they? I'm trying to understand the logic. Why announce
Well-
the gold label version first? Even
Well,
even
here
in their
you-
like, have they done the regular version
I
yet?
still say it's marketing. Like if we get the people excited for it,
Yeah.
they're gonna buy it because they don't know if the other one's coming or not. So then they have to buy two. If they
That's
gave
true.
just the one that everybody wanted, nobody's gonna buy that second variant unless
I would
hardcore
ask-
fans.
Has every figure that's been a gold label had a regular release? Right? Because
Ooh.
I don't know
technically,
if it's that.
okay, so we have Parallax Hal Jordan, and it can
Yeah.
be argued,
Mhm.
well, we had a Hal Jordan in the 2-pack, but technically usually the gold labels are roughly the same sculpt. They just change a
Yes.
few things here and there.
Was that a gold label, Brad? The Parallax? Oh yeah, it was. It was Walmart,
yeah, it was a
right?
gold label. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
I
But
feel
then
like
Kyle
gold
Rayner's
label
was the
is-
same, just a little bit different. Different head sculpts, different paint
Yeah.
apps.
I feel like Gold Label is more not so much that they're gonna make another one. It's just like a toy exclusive. Like anytime, like a Target exclusive is going to be a Gold Label, or a Walmart exclusive is going to be a Gold Label.
Oh,
It's just that
That's okay.
sometimes they might do a regular version where it's like a broad, like Martian Manhunter had like
Yeah.
the Rebirth one. That
Yeah.
was a broad, all stores. But then they did a Target exclusive, which was a Gold Label. So I think that's what it is.
Oh, Parallax was Emerald Knight from the Starro Builder figure. The
They
same
used that.
sculpt, but
Yeah.
usually,
But it wasn't like technically a gold label or a regular version.
yeah.
right.
It's hard.
Huh.
But then again, we never really know always what's going on in Todd's head.
Yeah.
He kind
true.
of does his own thing, right?
Yeah.
Roland brings up a good point. Gold label is code for timed exclusive, but sometimes
Yeah, that's
it's
what I
the-
think.
Yeah,
But
the
we don't
timed
have that
exclusive-
here. We don't. Gold label here is just, hey, it's in GameStop.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's in
Well,
Toys R
and
Us.
what's nice is you've noticed that like if you wait long enough, if you're patient, it will show up at least at some point on the store, on the McFarlane store.
Yes,
That's true.
That's what so
yeah, and then usually en masse, right? Like a
Yeah.
lot. Like they'll end up having it on sale for a long time, and a lot of fans buy the figures right from the McFarlane toy store because you can get
yeah, the only
bundles.
one right now, like I don't think anybody can find, like Bat fan said, is Nightfall, Azrael, Batman. I think that one's just very elusive. Nobody's finding that one.
Now,
Like, so
Brad,
no
in
one found it-
Canada, how hard
Go
it
ahead.
is for you to get these later? Like,
Well, no doubt he will come out later in Canada. GameStop for sure. Like Michelle in GameStop, we know each other by name. I come in, she's like Brad, and I'm like
Aw.
Michelle. Like, so we know each other quite well in there. She gets that stuff in all the time. Like she has a pretty big DC Multiverse wall, and I think part of that is because it sells pretty well there. I buy a lot there. Like even if I've bought one
Yeah.
to review,
yeah,
I'm gonna buy, one from there later just to keep. Or like the Hush Superman, they keep getting them in, and I'll buy one here and there because I know I'm gonna want to do custom work, right? So I'll buy one here and there. So I've got so many of those now, just for doing custom work. So
How do
yeah,
they
we will
sell?
get it. We'll get this figure for sure. Just a month or two down
Sorry.
the road.
I just realized that the first 3 comments of Toy Shizzes is ours.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh wow.
Free nerds.
You just got a lot of clapping emojis. You're like, fuck it, man. I'm too lazy for this.
Dude,
I love the figure. I
sometimes,
don't know what to
like,
say. Clap, clap, clap.
I know.
clap.
I always feel like you and Rob always have really well thought out comments. I'm just
No, I
like
don't.
heart, fantastic, beautiful.
No,
Love, I'm pretty predictable. With my
I
comments.
suck at social media-ing. I suck at it. Yeah. Rob always has, yes, I'll agree. Rob always has clever things to say.
And Rob always has
I
great
try.
captions too on his posts. Like they're fucking
Yeah.
poetry. Like
Yes.
haiku.
Really?
You know?
Yeah, I
Dude,
told,
you have really
I told
good
you
captions.
before. I said you write
No,
great
like
captions.
the first caption is usually this is a photo of such and such, and then I go into story.
Yeah,
But,
Right.
like,
That's what I mean. That
exactly
whole thing.
oh,
you know.
okay. I thought you were just meaning like the catch, like, hey,
No,
this
no,
is
the
what
whole
figure
thing.
is.
Your
I
whole.
can't be
But
bothered to write
you
shit
always
like that.
have people that don't read it because they're always like asking questions about it. I'm like, did you read?
It's in the
right.
caption. It's in the
Yeah,
That
caption.
drives me crazy. I spent all the time writing those hashtags out, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, Eradicator, we love him. We have anxiety. I mean, I am lucky.
Yeah.
A friend of mine
Yes.
did grab one for me. It's en route to my home. I should have it by
Ooh,
tomorrow.
look at you,
Oh,
buddy.
good. Good for
Yeah,
you.
a dear friend.
Hey, if anybody in the chat finds one,
Ooh.
I will
Yeah.
pay.
Hey,
I
anyone
will
in the
pay a
chat
finder's
finds
fee.
one and gets it to Brad and Rob, we will have you on as a special guest on the
There you
next
go.
DC Infinite Hour, and we will.
Mm.
Like
Chat.
like I know I've helped out other people. I've helped out Pack
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
helped out you guys. So, that's what this community is about, right? Like you got to help everyone else. Don't
I love
I
the
don't like
self-serving tone
scalpers,
of that.
No, but dude, like you gotta help.
The
people,
community is
right?
about sending me the toy I'm looking for.
Sending
No,
me
it's
the-
about sending me the toys too. Me
Yeah,
and
no.
Rob.
Dude,
kidding,
I've helped
kidding.
out plenty of people, dude.
Yeah. I know.
I know, dude. I'm just giving you some shit, Rob.
But no, seriously, I will
How
pay.
could you
a
guys
finder's
say no
fee.
to that pretty face? Look,
Look
at
at that
that.
guy.
And
Look at his
impeccable
face, dude.
hair. Impeccable hair.
Impeccable. Look at
Dude,
those
I
highlights.
need a haircut bad.
Could
You
be
know
a
what I mean?
1980s rock and roll star.
So
I
well
wear
coiffed.
my sunglasses at night, so I can... That's you right there. That could
God
totally
damn
be
it.
you.
When are you guys gonna write the
Uh,
DC Infinite Hour theme song? When are you guys gonna jam that out?
Ooh.
What's happening?
I don't know. I gotta find time.
You know? Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty busy too.
In fact,
I think
Odo-
my theme song's like 5 seconds before I'm going to record my first video. I'm like, oh, I need a theme song.
Like
I just-
Pack Photos validated you, Rob.
Yeah, thank
shout
you,
out to
Pack. You're
Rob.
the man.
Brad,
Yeah.
like that,
Oh,
man.
there
Love
you
Pack
go.
Photos, dude.
Pack
All
has
right,
seen
so-
that the Rob is good.
Anything else? We don't have any new reveals. Let's go down to Mr.
Oh,
Torch's page. Any
We've gotten some stuff.
have we?
Oh, Calabash.
Yeah, remember the Batman 66 stuff?
No, but we talked about this on the last show, right? All this stuff.
Yes,
We
Calabash.
talk, we did talk about Calabash.
I was trying to
Oh,
find anything
man.
we haven't talked about since the last show.
I don't think we've talked about the new the Batman 66 figures.
We kind of did. I just got it in. We can talk
Yeah.
about it again. I mean, why not? Let's just talk about it again.
Who wants to
now
hear
that-
about it? If you don't, sound out. And also hit that like button.
I
Ooh,
wanna
Rob.
know.
Subscribe.
I want to know because I got a bunch of the 66 Batman figures. I'm working on a review now for Egghead.
Yeah, I just wrote
King,
that banner real fast. Look at
Like
that.
all these, see them right there? Working
Yeah.
on that. But I want to know what the heck is the significance? Like, was there an episode? Like, I can't remember why
in the
they're
first
Dude,
first
Yeah.
season, I think it was black and white.
I love the black and white actually.
Yeah,
I think it looks
Okay, I'm
really
just-
sharp.
I never saw a black and white episode. There was an episode?
I think it was the first few episodes of the first season was
No,
black
the
and
first
white.
season was color.
Was it?
Yeah, I saw them in color.
I'm not sure if they redid it. Someone in the chat would know. Friends, why are there black and white Batman 66 figures? It was based on actually. I got Google at my disposal.
The,
over
the
here.
fun thing is now that because they're black and white, I can film it in chroma color. I can film it like black and
Ooh.
white, which would be fun. I've got all kinds of interesting ideas. Hopefully, I have the time to do it.
I will
But I
say
got-
that
I got Alfred Bats.
yeah.
I have to do
King
regular
Tut,
Alfred.
man.
Oh, dude,
King Tut is the best in the line, I think.
Dude,
It's-
his
huh.
cape is amazing. Like
Yeah.
that's what they need to use for superpowers from now on.
I guess
I
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I
Sorry,
thought-
go.
I guess we're wrong because everyone in the chat saying it was all in color. There are black and white commercials, I believe, for the 66.
Oh,
I guess
There
I
you
don't know.
go.
Then why are there black
Yeah.
and white versions of these figures?
Because Todd will do
Maybe
that.
He needs to
Fair,
do variants,
fair.
man.
Fair.
Todd does that. Todd does all kinds of variants and tries to.
Ooh.
I mean, let's face it. Todd's the only guy that would ever have the balls to make the Alfred Batman.
I like this comment from Mickey. Not everyone had a color TV when Batman 66.
That's
came out.
fair.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's fair.
okay. Because back in the day, all right. So it's a homage, an homage.
That's okay. That's I never
Homage.
even thought of that.
See,
Yeah,
you guys are so
that's
smart
right.
in the chat. Look at that.
Well, it
Okay,
takes all
back to
kinds.
Back to the figures, though.
The
What do you guys
milk
think so far,
mustache.
Brad? What do you think about these new 60s? What do you think about Egghead, Two-Face? What are your initial thoughts?
First of all, Egghead. I forget the actor's name, but he's legendary in the horror
Vincent
scene.
Price, right?
Vincent Price. Vincent Price is legendary. I love the way he spoke, and I grew up watching the hilarious House of Frightenstein. So that was my first time seeing him. King Tut and Two-Face are fantastic. I know that Two-Face was only in the comic and the animated
Right.
feature, Batman 66. Fantastic. And yeah, the whole line. Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze should have came with a gun, a freeze gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't. If you have, I've seen it used. If you have Dr. Mindbender, the Hasbro Dr. Mindbender, he comes with a gun that looks very much like the freeze gun, so you can do that. But yeah, no, I honestly think that these 66 figures, in my opinion, are some of the best DC figures, like one of the best
Mhm.
DC lines ever made. I love it because the likeness is great. They're colorful. They're simple, but they're the Batman figures I wish I had when I was a kid.
Yeah. When you were
Exactly,
watching,
I'm
yeah.
in
right?
love with this line for sure.
Yeah. If we could
I mean,
get,
for our age, like Batman 66 reruns was what got us into like,
Yeah.
unless you were watching, Super Friends came out around the same time for us. I mean, as reruns, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love
it,
the show.
It definitely has like a soft spot.
look at that King Tut. Beautiful.
That King Tut
King
is
Tut,
sick.
That
And they're-
cape is, oh my God, it's so good.
The facial sculpts on all of the figures too
And the paint,
are really
the
good.
paint
Yeah, and
apps.
the paint
Very nice.
applications on these figures are better than on the multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. They're way
I think
better than
what
on the multiverse.
what somebody else asked me about that, and I think I said in one of the comments is that like Todd has such a fondness for the 66 show, and I think he pours his heart into these figures. Like I think
Yeah.
it shows, right? Because I think he does the same with the Spawn figures. So we just
Yeah.
want it to spill over into the DC multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the paint. Look at the cheeks. I'm pointing with my wand over here. Look at the
Yeah.
cheeks.
And it's
Yeah.
photorealistic.
I mean, all like the jewelry and the what up. It's just so good.
And I like seeing a chubbier character in plastic. I feel seen. Representation is important to me, guys.
Representation is always
There,
important.
there he is. There he goes.
I'm right there with you.
You know what I mean? Rob can't relate to this part of the
Nope.
show.
But us
But,
larger mammals like to see.
Yes, the dad bods over
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I got more than a dad bod.
Batsy 4041 says, that's a nice comment. I like this. Batman 66 was one of my first introductions to Batman. Always a soft
Yeah.
spot for these figures, right there. He said
Yeah.
it best.
Who
I'm
do they
curious,
left to make?
they have Batgirl. They haven't done yet, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because isn't it tied up in the legal system?
Licensing and legal is
Yeah.
Yvonne Craig, Mattel had a hard time, I think, getting her likeness when they did her.
The
Total
DC
get it.
collect-
And they still have another Catwoman, right? There was 3 Catwomen,
Oh yeah.
I believe.
3.
Yeah,
There was
I believe
Aretha
there was
Kitt.
3.
There's Aretha Kitt, and then there was
I can't think of the third though, but I feel like there was 3.
there was
Something in my
only 2.
head saying there's 3. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I gotta look this up.
There's I can't. There's a few more we're missing. DC Collector asks, how much input does Todd actually have on any given figure? He actually has a lot.
He picks
Some of
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie Newmar.
He gets to go through, and he says, "Do you remember what he said? Was it you that was who was interviewing him?" And he said he literally goes through, and he's like, "Okay, like that one, and that one's cool, and that one," and he just like.
Yeah.
He just picks what he thinks looks cool and what he thinks a kid is going to like. At least that's what he used to do. I think he's
Right.
becoming more attuned with the collectors, knowing there's collectors that really buy them.
All right, Batman 66. Everyone likes him. It's a beautiful line. Anything else we want to discuss figure wise? Let's go to McFarlane's Instagram page. Let's just hop over there and let's see what's happening. Some beautiful photography.
Riddler on the chair.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
I love that picture. This is from Garrison 74. He's awesome.
Where did he get a turkey from? Where did he get a turkey in the right?
Is that a cheesecake? Look at that.
That looks like a cheesecake with what is that? Raspberries on top or strawberries?
It looks like pad thai over there.
That's a very varied meal. For Thanksgiving, we're having apples and cheesecake and turkey and pad thai.
Garrison 74, man.
Great photographer.
Oh, dude, by the way, so talking about this Beast Kingdom figure, I love this figure. This is great. Doesn't look like Michael Keaton at all, but it's a really fun figure. I'm just going to throw that out.
I can't.
I know, Brad. I know, dude. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It does look good.
I've thought about getting it because of the photos that have been taken.
Yeah.
Right, but I can't do it. I just don't have the money for it. Like
that is a valid reason.
Maybe at some point, but then it'll be like Boku bucks on the secondary market. So probably not.
All right. Well, listen, guys.
Yes.
We got a pack tonight. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick. There was 2 on the show, but then there was another one in the movie. So there was 3.
You mean the movie Catwoman only played Catwoman in the movie? I think that's the other Catwoman we got was the movie one.
There's 3. There's
I have Google up right now. Let's see. Batman.
Now we have to settle this once
and
for all. Yeah, that's what someone said in the chat.
There's Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, and Eartha Kitt.
I thought there was 3.
Oh yeah, that's 3. Yeah, Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, and Eartha Kitt.
So which one? Because 2 of them look very much the same.
Yeah, I think Lee Merriweather.
As a kid, I couldn't tell the difference.
Now we're heading over to the Mirror Online. 9 stars who played Catwoman. There's Julie Newmar.
Yeah, Julie Newmar. Is that the other one we have?
Yeah.
Or is it Lee Merriweather?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah, look, Lee Merriweather was in the 1966 movie Batman, and then Eartha Kitt. Yeah. Well, thank God we solved that riddle.
It's hard to tell because, like in figure form, her face.
I say that's Julie. That's Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
Okay, which one had the hair that curled up in the pictures? Hers kind of hangs down, and hers curls up.
Yeah.
You could be right.
We need to talk to Todd. That's something hey Ahsoka, if you ever get to interview with Todd again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have him on the show. We need to somehow arrange him to be on the show. You know what I mean?
Can we make that happen?
I'm not a connection. That's one of you guys.
Brad,
maybe.
I think we gotta make it happen. We gotta see if we can get him on the show. You know?
That's our new or what is our
New Year's resolution?
New Year's
resolution is to get.
I thought losing.
He shows up at my house. I've got him like all wrapped up with roses. I got Todd for the show,
Brad,
boys.
You went too far. You went too far. That's not what we bet.
Well, he's here now. We might as well ask him questions. Hold on, rip the tape off. Rip. Ow! That wasn't cool.
Hey man, if you want to be aggressive about the goals this year, we gotta get crazy a little bit. You know. All right, guys. Let's get to the meat of the show because. You know, we have some good stuff tonight, guys. Okay stuff. I don't want to get too oversell. But we want to talk about the top 10 McFarlane DC figures for 2022. Each of us are going to go through the list, which is probably going to end up being overlapping quite a bit, I would imagine.
Probably.
But let's start off with Mr. D Toys, Mr. Rob D Toys,
Ooh.
and I'm going to present my screen once again and share Rob's.
I'm going to be posting this tomorrow, so
plug.
this is a spoiler. Yeah,
You're the most prepared for this, for sure.
there it is.
Yeah.
No particular order either.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't picked that out.
First of all, fucking great picture. You disgust me, Rob, with
Yeah.
your talent. Look at this thing.
I know, right?
Yes,
It's
look at
disgusting how good he is at taking pictures.
Like seriously, dude.
Ah,
Like, look at the
thank
lighting.
you.
I know.
Jesus, dude.
Yep.
God.
It's perfect because the way that he lights his figures brings out the shadows underneath, so it brings out the muscle texture. All the details
Yeah.
of the face are brought out. Like he's just there's a reason
Well,
why
you
I
don't
go
wanna, like-
when you take pictures.
You don't want to like give too much light because then that just kills all the definition and
Yeah.
stuff. So, and I think that's what a lot of people tend to do is they overlight. And so, yeah,
Rob, don't
definitely
give away
use
all your
shadows.
secret. Don't give away
No.
your secrets here. What are
Do you
doing
leave
here?
your leave your shutter open for longer though?
No, it's one
Ka-ching.
1/200th of a second because I
Wow.
use flashes. I use speed
Oh
light.
yeah. You showed me your setup. That's right. But I don't use
Beautiful
flashes.
picture.
I got like
I only use
whatever-
continuous lighting when I do like video work.
This should be a poster.
It should be.
Anyways,
So,
Rob, do you want to go
for
through
my
your list? Me and Brad are just
Drew-
gawking.
Most
Drooling
people
on my
can,
monitor.
Yeah.
but can see this was tough though because there was so many great figures that came out this year, and there was definitely some honorable mentions that I wanted to like add to this, but I tried to keep it. Asbats is probably like way up there. I know that there's things wrong with them like the color and the claws and stuff, but the sculpt is there for me, and it's such a beloved character for me. Hush, Superman, definitely like. I think Brad will agree. It's probably number one, if not number two. I really like the Rebirth Batman just because it's so close to the DC Essentials, and I love that line.
Oh, yeah.
I was
right
going to
on
put
the chest.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
I was going to pick Aquaman, but I do love this. We finally got a purple Ocean Master, and the sculpt is just beautiful. And then you got your top big three back there, and Necron's sculpt alone is just jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Bane is top tier, probably one of their best mega figs ever, and Mongol is just incredible. I love his face. I think that totally sells it on me. As far as like movie figures, Shazam is definitely the best. I mean, he looks perfect. So
I think he's probably the best movie figure to date.
Yeah,
probably to
for
date.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a great sculpt. It's a great design, and it's there. I think it's you could probably put it up there with Mafex, whatever. But
Yeah.
Maybe.
Remember, the E makes the A say its name. People will say Mafex, but it should be pronounced Mafex in English. It's confusing because a lot of people pronounce it
say your
Mafex
name.
too. But
yeah, I've always said Mafex, but then I've heard a lot of people, so it's confusing.
Tomato, tomato.
just follow basic English language.
Yes,
E
the
makes the A
Speeding
say its
Bullets-
name.
Sorry, the Bat fan. Speeding Bullets was definitely going to be up there, but then I was looking at all these other ones, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to put him out because I like these more. But yeah, Speeding Bullets was going to be in my honorable mention.
Any disappointments this year, Rob, from McFarlane Toys?
Good question.
I haven't collected everything, but I mean, it's not necessarily because the figures are bad. It's just, I think for me, my least favorite wave is probably the Speed Metal, but that's just me.
And if you were to pick out of this lineup here, your favorite out of this lineup, what would it be?
It would either be Hush Superman or Asbats.
Reasonable.
I don't know.
Both
I
great
think
choices?
I'm kind of leaning towards Asbats, to be honest, and then Hush
Yeah?
being two. Yeah.
Again,
Because if
reasonable.
Hush had the neutral face, he would be number one.
Yeah. Yeah, customizers everywhere have been popping off the head and putting on a new one. Although some people like a more angry, fired up suits more than a not. Like, oh, finally he looks
Yeah.
badass. You know.
I mean,
I'm-
a smiling face would be nice.
Yeah.
For-
I'm waiting. The neutral face is coming. It's got to be, right?
Yeah. And yes, it better be. It better
I
be.
hope
Yeah.
so.
Or we riot in the streets. That and if Daryl
If it
dies,
does, I'm buying 2 so I can use that head instead for Eradicator.
Are we still rioting for Daryl, or is the show over?
the show's over technically. It's an old meme.
I remember.
So
The ladies love their Daryl.
Yeah.
you
Hey,
know?
I ain't no lady and I love my Daryl. I think
I
he
mean,
was the best part of the show.
I think his
Best character.
performance in Blade 2 was much better than his Daryl performance as Scud in Blade 2. His
I
Blade
don't even
sidekick.
remember him being in that show.
Yeah, he was his little sidekick.
I remember him from Boondocks. Boondock
Oh,
Saints.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
a great movie. It's a horrible movie, but it's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's dark, but it was good.
It's a good B movie. Solid B movie.
I love B movies though. Have you ever seen the horror movie where the antagonist is a tire?
No.
No.
I think it's called Rubber, and the villain in the horror movie is a tire, and it's in the desert, and it just kind of sits up one day and begins to roll,
Wow.
and it
I
blows
wanna
you
watch
up.
that.
It goes when you turn to look a bloody mess.
I want to
love
watch
B
that
movies.
now.
Never seen
Yeah.
that one.
You should watch
Rob,
it. It's hilarious.
Any parting words on your top 10 list before we move on to Mr. The Universe?
This is getting posted tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do a top 10 across the board, not just DC. So it's gonna have Mafex and it's gonna have Marvel Legends and stuff like that. So that's coming. But yeah, it's been a great year. It was tough.
Yeah.
Rob will also be selling prints of these to anyone who wants to buy them from him. So just slide into his DMs.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So Brad, the DC. I know you don't have any material ready.
Well, you can
but
keep that picture up actually,
Oh,
because we have a lot in common. So
okay,
you
let
might as well
me-
just keep it
I was
up.
gonna go to your Facebook. I'm sorry, your Instagram page and pull some.
Oh,
stuff
go
up.
ahead. Go to my Instagram if you want to.
Yeah. Let's go
Sure.
to your Instagram. I'm sure we got some.
I didn't prepare for it. My folks left recently, and I didn't want to work on like anything when they were here. Time with my parents is precious.
Let's get back to the page here. All right. So we go on Brad's Instagram.
No, no. The last thing my dessert sees before I eat it.
I love this.
That's
Look
me
at that
looking down at my plate.
Those
By the way,
cookies.
someone messaged me about this one. And they're like, "Hey, did I miss that figure?" I'm like, no, that's a Brad special. This is a
Yeah. No,
This is
it was
the Kit Bash King of Canada, right there.
Ooh, right
Okay, I'll
there.
accept
That's
Canada,
the
but
title.
I'll accept Canada.
All right,
There are
let's
people
get
that
it.
are
We should
much
get a
better than
plaque
that.
for him.
All right, Brad, and go for it. Go for
Okay,
your top
so-
10. I'll try to find a picture on your page of it.
For one, I really liked, and in no particular order, but I guess I'll start with Superman is my favorite
Yeah.
because those colors,
Mhm.
they make me feel like a 4-year-old again. And to me, they're like the best
Absolutely.
Superman colors. The red is
Now,
bright.
Brad, do you like the cape like how it is, or would you have preferred more of a neutral?
I prefer more of a neutral, but like I customized it. So like if you can get your
Yeah.
hands on the old 21 points of articulation Superman figure, there was some that it was white that was painted red, the cape, and some that were molded in the color red. And I've just taken the cape that was molded in red, and it's a perfect swap. That's so you can have a
okay.
neutral cape with the logo on the back. So yeah, but to me that was like, again, if the head was less angry and more neutral, it would be probably my favorite all-around Superman figure of all time, and that means better than Mafex and whatever, because it's affordable, it's reachable for pretty much any Superman fan.
Brad, do you prefer your Superman's cape? You know how like some artists draw it where you can really see the blue and then it hangs a lot lower in the back, or do you prefer the cape to be like tucked really close to the neck?
I don't like it
Or
when
you
it's
don't
super
care?
close. I like it, neckline and then cape over the shoulders, like regal,
Yeah.
like that, like a king. And I don't mind sometimes seeing some blue, like see how you can see some blue popping out of the
Yeah.
side there.
Yeah.
I don't mind that in particular. I think that's okay. But definitely not a tight neckline. I'm not a
Yeah.
tight neckline guy, just a little bit bigger. But yeah, so that was my number one figure of the year, and I've done like 3 customs of it, and I keep some on hand just in case I want to do another one. And then in no particular order, the Rebirth Batman, I feel was an excellent figure. It captured the look of Batman during his Rebirth era like perfectly.
Well,
and the head sculpt, in my opinion, the head sculpt for Rebirth Batman is perfect.
Yeah. I agree.
Did you go up past it? Did you pass it? Is it up there? There it is. Yeah. Why am I pointing to my screen?
It's okay.
Yeah, the head sculpt is perfect. I really like the head sculpt, and Todd did a great job designing this figure. The legs might be a tad big, depending on how you look at the figure.
If it was much bigger, he would fit really nicely with everything.
I actually posed him. I mean, I've got one that I posed with my 6-inch scale Red Robin.
Right.
You know, and those characters.
I just love the body shape, and he actually poses really well.
He seems like he would go with the Lee Bermejo Superman page punchers. I think he works really great with that figure because they're the same body scale. I also really, you know what, people didn't. It's going to be like in the middle, like a topic that is like maybe a bit divisive, but I liked the black and gray Hush Batman. I did too. Obviously, I didn't like the teethy mouth, but you know, I can do custom work with that.
Is he on your list, Brad, or is he?
Yeah, he's on my list. Yep, my list is actually 12. I'm sorry, I narrowed it down to 12. I couldn't go any lower than that.
No. Let me find him here.
He's up. I believe he's. Oh, there he is.
Right there.
Yeah, I think he's a great figure. It's a shame that they decided to screw up with the elbows.
Yeah.
Right. And make them black, but we learned how to fix that. And then you have the open mouth. But other than that, I think it's a great figure. Oh, he's tall. But again, I find ways around it. You can drill into his foot and you can recess the rounded ball hinge in deeper. Like there's ways around all that. I think it's a great figure. And then I really liked Firestorm. Oh, sorry. Deathstorm.
Deathstorm.
Yeah, I thought the Deathstorm was a fantastic figure. I mean, I actually like that whole wave. Yeah, I love that figure. And really, I mean, I'm cherry picking this figure, but really, Batman was fantastic from this wave as well. Yeah. And so was Superman. Like I would probably put them all on the same level. I really enjoyed doing this review because I posed them outside of the box a little bit too. Like I really had fun with the Batman pictures from this wave.
You know, question on this topic, Brad. Do you like it when they do themed waves like this, or do you prefer more of the mix and match that we get?
You know what they're doing now is a theme and then mix and match and theme and mix and match, right?
Yeah,
I like it like that because with a theme you know what you're going to get, and therefore you know your limitations. And if it's mix and match, then you know that there's characters that could be anyone. So yeah, like it's funny, like the speed metal wave. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I was going to like it so much, but
I love that wave.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the speed metal wave. None of the figures.
It's okay, dude.
No, to each their own, right?
Yeah.
They didn't. None of those figures made my top 10 or 12, but I really did enjoy that wave. Aquaman. I loved the Aquaman figure. Didn't like the side eye, but you guys all know how I feel about the side eye. I think it's dumb, lame, stupid. I don't like it. But yeah, I enjoyed the Aquaman figure. I think that's probably
this is not the Aquaman figure. This is the custom Aquaman figure.
Yeah,
but
simple head swap. That's all it is.
Simple head swap.
Yeah, nothing special. But I really liked it. And the Martian Manhunter. The classic Martian Manhunter. I know he's too short. I know he's definitely too short. He's up. He'll be above that. There he is.
Right there.
Yeah, I know that he's definitely too short, and that bugs me a little bit, but I think that it's just, as far as the colors go, I think it's a perfect representation of the figure. Some people don't like his head shaped that way. I think it's great. I've seen him depicted that way. Yeah, I've seen him drawn that way many times. I think it looks fantastic. Yeah. So
you can kind of fudge the height, just how you pose it too, and like how you set it up with other ones. Like if you have a figure that's short up front and closer to the camera, it's going to look larger. So
I pose him hovering usually.
Yeah.
Therefore, his height doesn't really come into question. I'm going to put the Blue Beetle Booster Gold 2-pack in there as as one because you can't have one
Yeah.
without the other, right? That's like milk and cookies.
It's a little
I
cheating,
did.
Brad, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
I
Where
loved
is
it. I
that?
love that 2-pack. I have another one.
Yeah.
I bought another just because I had to have a second one just in case those ones exploded. You know, it's like you never know what'll happen, so you always want to have an extra of the ones you really like. And knowing Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, they're going to
you're
get
too far.
themselves into some shit somewhere, so I might as well have a second one
I got fine. Oh, there
Right
it is.
right
Beautiful.
there. No,
Go to the next
other picture.
post.
Go to the other picture.
Yeah, the other picture's so much better.
Ah, yeah.
That one.
yeah.
Look at
I
that.
love those
Beautiful,
colors.
beautiful, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that 2-pack. Mongol, I think that Mongol is probably my favorite figure for the Superman villains that has been made. I loved Mongol.
Yeah.
Wasn't too keen on
the gauntlets yet?
Did I keep them green?
Were you? Yeah.
I've kept them green, yeah, because if I'm ever going to do like a significant customization, I'll usually buy a second one.
Yeah.
So I can keep one vanilla. But yeah, I definitely will change it. I was going to say, actually, when you asked about the gauntlets being green, I was going to say the only thing I was not super keen on this figure was the green gauntlets, the wrist bracers. I wish that they were more comic accurate, but that's a fantastic figure. I don't care if it doesn't have
It is.
torso articulation. That's the best Mongol figure.
You get
I think
good
ever been
range,
given.
though. Like without it, you still get good range moving.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
all around.
I think some people really wish it had a bicep swivel, and usually I'm like, no bicep swivel, that kind of sucks. But yeah, that for me, that's
you can
not a
still
make or
move
break
it though, like left, like you can still move it that way. It's
Yeah.
just at the elbow swivel.
And I'm not someone that like engages in a lot of action figure photography, so I need good articulation to get them into a pose on the shelf. After I've taken a bunch of pictures for the video, and that's really it. Like I don't really do much else with them.
Yeah.
And then Necron. That figure, as far as I'm concerned, when I put him next to the smaller teensy weensy DC Direct Necron, I felt like it was almost the same. Like Todd's version was almost the same quality. There were a few things that were a bit better on the DC Direct one, but I think it was a fantastic quality figure, and it exemplified the look of the character like perfectly. I think the
I'm not sure you
Necron
posted a picture of him on here.
I would have posted at least one somewhere. I'm not as much of an Instaphile as you two are.
No. Don't you sweat it.
I have a lot of honorable mentions, but I can't. I don't know. I'd be here all day. Look at that Batman. Can we go down to the Batman?
Yeah.
See, look at that one. Let's look at the Batman pictures. See, that's I like this figure so much because it made me want to kind of step out of my usual poses, and I didn't post them all there. Like some didn't fit, but that first one was like, my wife makes fun of me. She's like, she thinks that he's the next one back.
Oh.
No, yeah, the next. There we go. My wife makes fun of me with that. She's like, oh, it looks like he's like dancing with back pain or something like that. But I think it's great. Like he looks.
It's
like
kind of creepy. It's like a little, it's great, dude.
Yeah. So I thought that was great. But Kyle Rayner.
Oh, Mr. Rayner.
Now I liked them both very much.
Our lists are very similar.
Yeah, they are.
You're gonna have a lot of similarities. You know.
Kyle Rayner, the '90s version. I
think it might be.
That figure's amazing. Now I did swap the heads because I figured the smiling head, like this is just like I kept that like that for this, but I believe that one is the smiling head is the one that came on the other one, and I thought, well, Kyle was a little bit more aggro during the later days and a bit more all smiles and jokes and hopeful. So I actually ended up swapping the smiling head onto the '90s version. I love that figure. Yeah, and the sculpting detail is fantastic. It does look like he's wearing a sweater, like a full body sweater, like with the stitching.
Yeah,
a little bit,
like one of those like tight knit store bought sweaters, right? But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So that was one of my favorites. Movie Shazam, you guys, because I mentioned that when you showed yours. I love the movie Shazam figure. The detail was fantastic. They were a bit sloppy on how they executed the silver paint on the boots and on the gauntlets, because I do the close-up shots, and I don't notice things sometimes until I look at those macro shots, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
they kind of crapped the bed on that paint. Someone just went through, and it was like either like a I don't want to be at work on Monday or a drunken Friday, and they're like, paint, there's silver paint.
I'm sorry, but I don't think you had Shazam on here.
Did I post it? I didn't post Shazam.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, he'd be at the top.
Comic?
Nope, not with the comic. Okay, he'd be there.
It would be up farther.
Okay.
I guess I didn't. I
It's
got to
okay,
get
it
on that.
happens. It happens.
And what did Azrael? I love the Azrael, just like you, Rob.
Hmm.
I
Good
just
old
like you. I wish
Azmat.
that the blue was darker. I wish that the gray was darker. Yeah, it sucks that there were certain important areas missed on his claws.
I
So you
mean,
can
to be
see-
honest, guys, this is the most disappointing figure for me for the year.
Is it? Hey,
Like,
that's fair.
dude, it's like it's so perfect, but they didn't freaking paint it. Like
Yeah.
it's all there.
Yeah.
It's all there.
If they would redo it in the correct colors and
Yeah.
even put the red behind it,
Yeah.
and I would rebuy it like in a heartbeat.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
There was a lot of areas they missed, like the top of the gloves where he left them painted blue. They're supposed to be silver. The claws are
Yeah.
obviously supposed to be silver, and there's more silver details on the gloves that aren't shown in that picture.
Yeah.
I redid the gold inside of his emblem there. You can see the light.
Oh yeah.
I redid that. That's not just lighting, and I painted his neck silver like it's supposed to be.
Look at you.
So there was lots of things that he didn't do that you
Yeah.
can tell like it would have been easy. But again, remember it's expensive.
I mean, they all can't
Yeah.
be winners. There's like 1,000 figures in a year. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like it's
You know?
expensive. So
It is.
and then who else is my Azrael, Aquaman, Necron, Mongol, the Rebirth, Batman, Classic, Martian Manhunter, Bane is my last one. I really, really enjoyed Bane. I thought that was fantastic. I kind of wish he didn't come with the harness, right? See the harness
Yeah.
there he's
Yeah.
wearing? I could do without the harness, and you can't just take it off.
Have you
because
seen the one guy, I forget who did it, where he took it off?
Yeah.
And then he epoxied the holes in and then painted it.
Yeah, I did
And
see it. It looks
phenomenal.
It does. It looks, as far as I'm concerned, perfect. I mean, the eyes could
Yeah.
be different, right? But
Yeah.
that still captures everything you'd ever want from the classic look, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So those are my absolute favorite DC McFarlane figures for the year. But there were so many figures that didn't make the list. It could have Killer Croc, Man Bat could have made the list. I could look back on my shelf and go, half those figures could have made the list. So this was
What
really
figure-
challenging for me.
What figure surprised you the most, Brad, this year that you didn't think you'd like so much?
Good question. I do remember. I remember mentioning in a video there was a figure that I was reviewing, and I was like, I didn't think I'd like it this much. I don't know.
I forgot what figure that was. I remember that review too.
Yeah. Was it Kid Flash? Was it Static Shock? I don't remember. But there was a lot of figures that came out this year that I was just
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. I'm happy to be alive right now because we have this opportunity to have these like three-dimensional connections to our youth, like in a brand new scale that I can just have the adventure of like going out on the hunt or ordering again. So yeah, I've been so stoked.
I love that attitude right there. You know what I mean? That's
My most
good.
disappointing figure though.
Yeah. Oh yes, yes.
What figure am I the most disappointed with? It's actually going to be, the more I look at it, it's going to be Comic Shazam.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I like the character. And the figure isn't bad. It's not bad, but I do wish that he was bulkier because he's supposed to be bulkier.
Yeah, like this is
And-
bulky, but like in a I work out a lot, not a sort of like
Not a
you know,
Shazam way.
yeah, not a Shazam way. It's a different.
Yeah, he's built like a brick shithouse. That guy is.
He's
He
too
needed
tall.
a body buck the size of the Hush Superman.
Yeah, and he's towers over a lot of the figures,
Yeah.
I feel.
I also I wasn't a fan of how the neck attaches to the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Same way
the
with
more-
Kyle, right?
yeah, but Kyle doesn't bug me that much for some reason. Like it wasn't. It's the way
Yeah.
that his neck kind of sits a tad forward. Like if you look at
Yeah.
him sideways, it sits a bit forward. Not
Even in this
quite-
shot, yeah, it looks like it looks very unnatural.
Yeah, and then the face sculpt, like the sculpt is probably okay, but I never like I've seen. I bought one for my son for Christmas, and I've got two of these. And the eyes, he always looks just the tiniest hint cross-eyed.
Oh yeah, Jesus! Now
Yeah, now you can't
I never
unsee it.
noticed it.
Yeah, now you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think, and the reason why I'm the most disappointed with him is not because I think he's a terrible figure, because I think he's a great figure. Oh, and they didn't paint the white in his boots. And again, I understand why they didn't do it,
Oh yeah.
but I have to do it, and I suck with a paintbrush. And you should, no, you don't want to see what I've been working on. It's horrible. It's a nightmare. But I had high hopes for him. like really high hopes because Shazam's one of my favorite characters. So yeah,
Yeah,
big
I agree
expectations.
with Roland. He said there's too much red above like the logo on his neck,
Yeah, it's supposed to go like almost right up to it. Currently,
like Superman.
yeah,
yeah.
modern day. Yeah,
Brad,
yeah.
anything else you want to mention about your top 10
no,
favorites?
floor's yours.
All right. I mean, obviously, very similar. Let me get my screen sharing going here. Let me stop sharing for a sec. Let me bring over my picture. Give me a second. It's coming, guys. It's coming.
You know what you need? We need a sound guy that can put like
I know.
music, like elevator music.
Does anyone want to be our sound guy? Anyone in the
like mall music or something?
There they are, boys.
Oh, look at you!
There they
Now
are.
that's a very different list.
So, starting from the Flash, 100% emotional. Wally West is my Flash.
Mhm.
He's my favorite Flash. Barry Allen should have stayed in the Speed Force, in my opinion.
Stay dead,
dude. Come on, he was Dullsville. Wally is the best. He is the best.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Dude,
I agree, but him returning was a good storyline. But
Yeah.
I do agree.
but it's
Wally
just like it made Wally
better.
like inconsequential now. Like it's so they've spent the last 10 years figuring out how to make Wally and Barry kind of coexist, being the same character. You know what I mean? Like
longer
even
than 10 years now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, and for what? Did the sales of the Flash comic explode once Barry came back? Maybe for a minute, but
He still sells pretty good.
Wally is
Yeah.
my Flash. I love this costume. It's the perfect like Kid Flash, grown-up Flash amalgamation. So this figure, is a home run for me.
Can I ask you a question though? How do you feel about his ankles?
The boots.
Well, no, the ankles themselves, the rounded hinges, there's no click at all.
Yeah.
And they just like mine
that.
wants to fall over all the time like he's drunk and on mescaline at the same time.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. From a functional standpoint, that could be better. But the side eyes, of course, bother me. But still,
I'm running really fast, looking to the side. I tripped over something. Shit! Now I destroyed a whole city.
He's giving like almost a dirty look to someone in this.
Space. A runner should always be looking ahead, not like this.
Not back. Mongol, for the reasons stated, awesome villain.
Yeah,
love his face, his creepy. Oh, it's so good. Look at that face, freaking beautiful face.
Yeah.
Gladiator Superman, dude. Give me a Gladiator Superman any day of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, from the late '90s, you guys remember when he found the Eradicator, Exile.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is it's reminiscent of that story. Plus with the Kingdom Come logo on it.
Did you read the story this one came from?
Not all of it, but most of it.
You should read it. It's great because it affects the comics now. He brought people back to Earth.
It's good.
Like Kryptonians.
And then the artist, I think Mike, how do you say his name? Jalan or Jahan,
there were two artists that did it. One basic artist, but then someone else would also fill in and did it.
So the basic artist, whoever designed it looks just like his art. So I love that.
Yeah.
Damian Wayne, I love it when they do a very current costume.
Yeah.
Like I just love it. I just eat that up. So this is like his most current costume. I love this costume. Obviously, he's got a very cartoony big head that does not go very well with most of the other figures, but I'll let that slide. Speeding bullets, Batman. For God's sakes, guys. 90s kids like us.
Yeah.
This is like, dude, this is all we've ever wanted. A speeding bullets Elseworlds figure? I mean, come on.
It's funny because he's actually technically more of a Superman. When you
Yeah.
read the story,
Very true.
he's not technically more Batman. He looks more like Batman.
But he's definitely more.
Yeah. Like by birth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Todd. So the Amazon 5-pack 50/50 on how, but this was a home run, dude. Look at that perfect, like Jason Todd head.
The sculpt
It looks
is
just
perfect.
like the comics.
Yeah,
Just
it
like
does.
comics, dude.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about it is the head. it is a tad big for that body.
Smudge,
Tad.
smudge, you know.
And some people used it for Nightwing, and it's like it's definitely too big for the Nightwing figure.
Yeah,
But
still
yeah,
beautiful.
no, that's probably one of the best head sculpts of the year.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Next we have Starro the Conqueror, my favorite Build-A-Figure. Like I can't, dude. First of all,
It was fun.
dude, it's so fun. It's so crazy. And this is the DC Universe, guys. This is the obscure, weird shit. It also passes as a great like Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Starro.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
And it's nice to see him get his due. He's getting his due because let's remember, like Origins of the Justice League, Starro the Conqueror, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to have this character finally get like a good figure. Because what did we have? We had the one that came with the 3 3/4, 4-inch DC Crisis figures.
Right.
It was like a con exclusive.
Right.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, isn't it? Is that it?
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it. We have 2 Starro figures in our
Yeah.
lives.
So it's not.
And
Yeah, it is.
Bazooka
nice
has
that-
both.
Yeah, I do.
Of course,
But
he
the
does.
Mattel one is deteriorating rapidly. Like the
Oh,
plastic
really?
is getting
Really?
spongy. So like I had it hanging up there, and the fish wire was cutting through it. So
Just
I
because
like,
it was hanging.
it was hanging. It was like, and the plastic is so soft
Yeah.
that it was cutting the plastic. So I had to
Oh,
take it
no.
down. Yeah, it's very delicate. It's a great set, but if you get it, keep it in the box.
Yeah.
Is
Less-
it kind of like the Mattel Swamp Thing? Like
No,
that
even
material?
like squishier.
Oh wow.
It's really squishy.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's gonna tear apart.
so less contact with sunlight and air, essentially.
Yes, and
Yeah.
like basically just keep it over there.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate. First of all, I know people 50% love the helmet, 50%
Mhm.
hate the helmet. I fucking love the helmet. I love this crazy.
I love
easy-
the helmet too.
dude. So, Brad, how do you feel about the helmet?
I fucking
He
hate
hates
it. I'm in that. I actually bought 2 of them, right? And I
Yeah.
gave one to my best friend and I kept the other one and swapped the helmets with the Injustice Dr. Fate. Yeah, because I like the look of the suit. I
Yeah.
just can't stand it's not symmetrical, and I cannot stand stuff
That's
not
what I love about
symmetrical.
this figure is because it really shows like how our brains work, right? Because the people who love it
Yeah.
fucking love it. The people
Yeah.
who don't hate it because it's
Yeah.
just not right. It's not symmetrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, that's what I love about this figure, and I just
Do
love
you
it.
like it
dude.
because it's not symmetrical? Is that like one of the selling points for you?
It is, because I
Yeah.
think, first of all, I loved Dr. Fate in general, but that is not symmetrical. I thought was so creative and creepy and makes it more
Yeah,
alien.
because
and
it's
weird.
like you don't know it's part of the lore of Dr. Fate, right? Like
Yeah.
it could be chaos or it could be in order.
Ooh,
I thought it was creative.
Yeah.
right.
I don't know.
It
Exactly.
definitely was creative. I'll give him that.
Now, will we ever see him again on the big screen, played by Pierce Bronson?
Probably.
Nope.
Probably not. James Gunn? Probably not.
He probably only signed up for one movie, which is why they killed him off. He was like,
Spoiler
"Well,
alert.
sign up for one
But
movie."
no. Grifter. So
Mm,
once again, guys, I love it when they do obscure characters.
Yep.
Grifter isn't 100% obscure, but I love the look of the character
yeah.
and that we
Mhm.
got him. I mean, dude, you guys remember the first 2 years of this line, everyone was bitching about too many Batman figures, right?
Yeah.
Like I have one Batman figure on my list. I think both of your lists contain like maybe one figure of Batman. You know, like
Yeah.
I think maybe 2, but like we've gotten so many diverse
Yeah.
characters like Grifter this year. Like it was great. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, no guns, but
Of course.
you know,
No
love
guns allowed with any of the toys. Yeah,
No.
Grifter almost made my list.
yeah, he's great. And then of course Bane. I think Bane's probably going to be like the top tier, maybe number 1 figure of the year, because
Fair
he's
enough.
just freaking awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
he's like even with the straps and the harness, it still has a very classic feel to him while
Yeah.
being modern. A little too big,
Yeah.
tad too big,
Definitely big.
but it's still
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yep. The only thing I
Gorgeous
didn't
figure.
like about him, and he made my list too, is that I didn't like the fact that the hole in his gloves, his hands weren't
Weren't
painted. The
painted.
flesh wasn't painted.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at his hands, they're supposed to be flesh colored in that oval.
That's true.
And they didn't. That was like the only thing I really didn't like about him. But yeah, this is my favorite, probably my favorite Bane. I still got to get to DC Universe Classics.
Do you
That's
though,
the most
Brad?
comic
I
accurate.
I know. It is the most comic accurate.
I have that one. It's good.
Yeah.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
He's definitely more in scale. He's smaller, but I don't know. It seems like everybody's drawing him oversized nowadays. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Now my question is always, okay, so Bane, if you see him previously, right, or when he's not venomed up, he's just like skinny runt of a guy, right? I've seen him
Yeah.
like just like a pipe cleaner. And then they venom him up. Now I know that obviously there's plenty of times, like I think in one of his origins, he's not just a skinny runt, like he's more of an advertised guy, but doesn't matter what size you are, when you do the venom, how do his bones get bigger? Like the Incredible, like how does his entire body get bigger? Like how does he end up like 3 feet taller than Batman?
Well, I
Like,
think that's what I liked about the original version of him is he didn't
Yeah.
really get that much bigger, right?
he was
He
still
just got-
taller, but yeah,
he just got a little, you know.
he was, well, he was buffer too. His stature went up as well. Like he did get taller.
And, more tangent here, but The Dark Knight Rises, fuck, couldn't you just given him the venom, like instead of making him just like in the movie,
Yeah.
like it was for a pain medication, just give him some venom
Yeah.
for us. Pass us a bone.
It
Chris
would have been
Nolan.
fun to see him use the venom and then when he kicked the crap out of Batman.
Right?
That was like, when the race, a car racing, they hit their nitro button.
Yes.
Have him treat it like nitro when he's
Could have been
fighting.
some steroid thing. It could have been.
Sure.
They could have explained it. But
Yeah. And why does he need constant painkillers for that injury?
exactly, like that whole mask thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked cool. I love Tom Hardy in that movie. I'm just saying, just give us a little bit, Chris.
What did that one fellow
Yeah.
say? Bane gets bigger because what?
His
It popped on the screen. It disappeared.
because comic books.
Yes. That is true, though.
And look at Jim Mason with his Star Labs T-shirt in his profile picture. I like that.
Oh, boom.
I love that. So that's my top 10, guys. It was very hard to pick this top 10 because so many great figures. It's just we are spoiled, like really spoiled. I mean, listen, I know people. There's lots to complain about nitpicking. We're collectors. That's what we do. I have a friend who, if something's painted a little slightly off, he might order another one of those figures. You know what I mean? But all in all, we get some awesome figures. And McFarlane, actually going into this is a nice segue into our next topic. 2022, a look back, not just at McFarlane. Let's talk about Mafex or Mafex, Beast Kingdom, other DC things. How was your 2022 as far as collectibles in general goes? Brad, let's start with you, sir.
Well, I bought a lot of stuff. For one. Yeah. I bought, I got the Mafex Batman Riddler 2-pack.
Yeah.
Basically anything that's DC that comes out of, sorry, I got the Mezco Batman Two-Face 2-pack. Did I say Mafex Batman Riddler 2-pack?
I think
Wow.
you did. I think you did. I'm sorry.
That's a screw up on two accounts. No, I got I generally anything that is DC from Mafex and from Mezco, I would pick up, like as always, because they don't release a lot of stuff, right? Like I think it's like one a month or one every month and a half from Mafex. So, I picked up everything that they released this year for the Hush line, the Nightfall Batman. I picked that up, like everything. And it honestly, my favorite 6-inch scale for quality and articulation DC line or company would be Mafex, because their figures, they look so good. I know they have a history of breaking.
I shared the wrong image, but
yeah, that's the Mezco Batman Riddler 2-pack. Yep. And so yeah, I picked up everything that they did. What else? Mezco didn't do much this year.
They did this set, which I've been honestly really tempted by, Brad. So I mean,
it's a great set.
The Two-Face is spectacular.
Yeah. What else did they do? Is that all that Mezco did? No, they didn't do
Dr.
the
Fate? Was that this year or was that last year?
I thought
that was last year.
That was last year. Yeah, they didn't do much for DC. Yeah, and then Mafex, I mean, they've done so many figures, so I really, really enjoyed what they put out this year. But then as far as like say McFarlane goes, yeah, see, and they're reasonably in scale, all those figures together. But as far as McFarlane goes, I mean, he's been pumping out a lot of DC content. I mean, of course, there's the Multiverse line, which for me is McFarlane's flagship DC line. They're like, if you're gonna pick one line, his DC Multiverse line is the one to get. And I've been, it gets better every year, in my opinion. Are the figures perfect? No, but I mean, if you
Right.
compare them to the price of, say, almost any other figure on the market now, they're definitely for the price worth it. So I don't expect them to be perfect, like not at all. I expect a 1999 American figure to look as good as a 1999 figure, and I like his character selection. The 66 Batman line, like I said, is probably one of my favorite figure lines of all time. So he's done a great job with that property all year.
Mhm.
Then we have the Page Punchers line, which, let's face it, the
Oh,
7-inch scale figures are basically just DC Multiverse, just
Yeah.
under a different label, right?
Yeah.
So Constantine's fantastic. You have your Captain
The
Cold.
Atom. Yeah.
There's so many great figures in that line that they're basically multiverse. There's no difference. They just have a different label. He's done a great job with those. The smaller figures, I was really hard on them at first because some of the paint apps can be really sloppy. Like if you look at them up close, they look really messy sometimes. But
Yeah.
for what they are, you get a comic book and you get a little figure. I think that he's done a good job. And then the superpowers, reviving the superpowers. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Rob,
Yeah.
I owe you this. This is coming in the mail. But yes, the superpowers.
Wait, did you break
and the
his when you went
Beatles.
over for a play date?
Look at that. No, I
No.
promised I'd get. I got this for Rob. I have to send this to him.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
been
just
sitting here
kidding.
for like 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
And we know there's more stuff coming,
That's okay.
right? Batmobile. There's a new wave of Nightwing and Deathstroke and Wonder Woman. We know that
What is
Reverse Flash is probably coming. McFarlane's done a
awesome.
fantastic job. And it's been a great year to be a DC figure collector. Oh, and then we've also got the amazing Yamaguchi Superman.
Ooh, I haven't dabbled in that, Brad. But you've
It's
got
a
me curious,
figure.
as Rocky Balboa would say.
It's a great figure. It's worth picking up for sure. I think that's all I've picked up that's DC.
Brad, how over your budget did you go this year on action figures?
Are you really asking me that question?
Get your wife back for the answer to that.
Oh boy.
I'm just kidding.
A lot of foot massages, let's just say that. Way over budget, but it is what it is.
Rob, what are your thoughts on 2022? What other than McFarlane, what's tickled your fancy?
I agree with Brad. The superpowers was probably one of my favorite lines. Batman 66, total, and yeah, the DC Direct stuff. It was phenomenal. The Page Punchers, the Batman the Animated Series stuff. I guess.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Where'd your camera go?
I'm still
Jay.
here. I'm making some moves in the back here.
Okay.
Preparing
He's
for my
changing his
segment.
pants.
I'm trying to think like what all came out this year. The Mafex stuff is just phenomenal. Like the Nightfall, the Asbats, all that stuff. So
I forgot about the God, there's so many things that came out. Yeah, the Batman, the Mondo stuff. Did the Mondo have something new?
oh,
this
and the
year?
Mondo too. Yeah, I didn't pick
Never
up any
picked
of the
up
newer
stuff.
Mondo.
No.
It's funny. We're still, even though we've gotten a ton of stuff this year, like we're still behind Marvel as far as like number of figures, maybe or not. Are we ahead of Marvel at
know.
this point?
Marvel Legends releases a metric butt ton of stuff.
They do, and I don't really keep up with it.
They
Yeah, a
have
lot.
had, though, I will say, because I collect only Spider-Man pretty much, but the Spider-Man figures that I have gotten have all
This
had
year.
issues that
Have they?
this year.
Wow.
Yes, where Spider-Man's missing like blue, red, even though there's blue, and there's still like the webbing, so it's like clearly like a mess up.
An
I've
oopsie.
I've had mess ups on the elbows, and yeah, it's just it's not been a good run for them. I think this year.
Any
I don't know
problem with the
what
symbiote,
the problem
Spidey?
is. I haven't gotten that one, so I don't know yet.
I passed it
But
up and
I-
I'm kicking
I
myself
would-
in the nuts for it.
I think you can still buy it. I think it's on Amazon still.
A lot
But
of money.
yeah,
Did you-
I just
did you
don't care
pick up
about the other
animated?
two figures. That's the only problem. Which
I
one?
will say
Hmm?
for me, other than McFarlane, I would say it would be my Dick Grayson action figure from
Well,
Hot Toys.
yeah.
Like that.
Ahsoka really loves his dick.
I mean,
I'm showing
this-
everyone his dick too. Look at my
It's-
dick, everybody.
And Sonar Suit, Val Kilmer. Look at that. Look at this
Yeah.
guy. Look at these two.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
Guys, if you aren't buying hot toys, please do yourself a favor. Get that second
Yeah.
mortgage.
Yeah, don't be poor.
Don't, and yes,
Don't be average.
you don't need. You doesn't need a savings account. My daughter, she'll figure it out, like
No.
we did.
This
These
is
two guys,
so your
here.
backup plan
you know.
for if they need money later in life. You're like, oh, I guess I can sell them
Exactly.
to pay for their college.
And I will also say,
who do-
and oh, go ahead.
I was going
Right.
to say, like, who do you think had the best quality for this year? Like, as far as what company do you think had the best quality as far as quality control issues handled and everything?
DC or in general?
I gotta
In
say,
general,
I say no one. I say Hot Toys.
yeah.
Had the
Because
best. I-
Mayfix. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brad.
no, go. I was.
I
floor is
think like
yours.
I mean with Mayfix, I love him, but even my Cyborg Superman has a paint smudge like on his chest, and that's like an expensive figure.
And
McFarlane,
Spider-Man had the backwards
Yeah.
shoulders.
I mean, I think the thing-
McFarlane, I will say, they make it right. So
Yeah.
if you have any quality issues, they will definitely fix it. Hasbro, you might get the right figure, you might not. That's like, it kind of sucks.
I
But
understand their closed box thing, but it does make it more challenging because more people are fig swapping than ever, and
Yeah.
you can't see quality control issues until you get it home.
real quick,
Yeah.
guys. Dustin over here in the chat said his father passed away yesterday, and I just want to take
Oh.
a second.
Oh, sorry,
Dustin.
Dustin.
Really sorry to hear
Sorry,
that, bro.
Dustin.
My pops passed away when I was like 11, so I definitely understand where you're at. Hope you're doing okay. Hopefully, us three goofballs are bringing you some
Escapism.
some escapism and some
Yep.
solace. But sorry about that, dude. And
Yeah.
you're in our thoughts today. So
Yeah.
there's Dustin.
It's funny because over Christmas I was thinking about my dad like that. Just
Yeah?
like, I don't know what I would do. So yeah, Dustin, definitely. I've never experienced it, which I'm grateful for, but also I can empathize with you in the closest possible way that I can and say that I can't imagine how shitty that must be. So yeah. We're there for you. We're there with you.
Yep. All right. Sorry, guys. But Dustin, yeah, there you go.
No, it's good. I'm glad it didn't get
Yeah. No. Of
lost
course.
in the chat. I'm
No.
looking at the camera and the chat is
It's
here.
okay. I'm ADD.
right? Like,
I'm
I'm-
always looking at the chat.
Yeah,
One thing
you
I'll
have to
say
catch it.
about figures in general, right? Like as collectors, even a $20 figure, we look at it like it's a $20,000 car we're buying, right?
Yeah.
Like our
Mhm.
mentality as collectors is, ooh, there's a scratch. They suck. They failed.
Yep.
Like, and it's hard
Yeah.
because the way we have our emotional value we place on our collectibles
Yep.
is way higher than the actual value
Yep.
of what we're buying in most
Yes.
cases.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we get fucked up. Even I do, dude. I pick on Rob all the time because he's super, OCD.
ADD or OCD,
or-
yes.
He's got a little bit of both.
A little bit
But,
of both.
Yeah.
But even
Call him
me,
A,
when I get,
call him B.
yeah, well, a little bit,
You know-
we'll dabble of both. He
Listen,
mixes
I
it
get
up
it.
like a nice little cocktail here. But yeah, I'm the same way. When I get, for me, if there's
Yeah.
something on their face or on the
Oh.
logo, that kills me, dude. The
Yes.
logo
Yeah.
has got to be prestige.
Yes, exactly. Listen, I'm my two pet peeves are if a figure that has his face painted, which is why if you go back way back in my videos when I talk about, oh, they molded the skin color and the actual color it's supposed to be, because a figure that is not molded in the color it's supposed to be, when it inevitably goes and it falls over and lands on its
Mhm.
schnoz
Oh God.
and the paint scrapes off, you're like, the whole figure's ruined. Might as well just set it on fire and then pee on it. That's how
Yeah.
I look at these figures when the noses get scraped. So,
Exactly.
yeah, like so. And I'm like you. Like I will order.
I'm right there with you.
I'll order another one if it's not good enough. Like
Yes.
I
would
will.
too.
I will still review it. Like if I get a
I like how
figure in,
Red Rob's turning with this.
hey, it's
Brad, you're-
civilian.
This happened to me today.
You have one that fell over today. Are you reliving?
Yes.
Are you reliving trauma? Am I bringing
Yes.
up traumas?
I painted
fell?
it the best that I could, but it's not perfect. And
What happened? I
I,
want to know.
I was fixing the shoulders on the Spider-Man, and it like fell, and total like the black of the eyes just
no.
like scraped right off.
Ah!
So I'm like, thankfully it's just black that I can paint that, but it just
never the
it drives
same.
me insane.
Never
Yeah,
the same.
because
Yeah.
now I'm just gonna look at that and be like,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
defect. There's a defect.
Yeah.
You picked a shitty hobby to be OCD about, Rob.
I know.
Well, especially
right?
since our figures
and
are
that's funny
painted.
is like I when I was younger, I had such a bad problem with OCD, but I got it under control. But the only thing now that drives me insane is figure collecting. Is with like I want it meticulous.
Oh, it says there, Brad, explore your feelings from when the Mafex Aquaman
That's
snapped in two.
hilarious.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when I did that review, I think he snapped in half in the review, and that's what I'll do. Like if
Yeah.
I'm like you, Rob, where I will order another one, but if I get a figure in the mail more than 9 times out of 10, if it's screwed up in the mail, I'll just review it and I'll be like, well, that's what it is, you know, because I want to be honest. Occasionally, I really want the figure to look good, so I will order another one and put off my review. But the Aquaman, if I'm not mistaken, I was doing the articulation. He went and he snapped in two, and I was like, well.
Is that the one where you did black and white in the video and it got all dramatic? I forget.
I did. Well, I do black and white in all my videos from time to time. It just depends on what it is, right? Yeah, and I think it went black and white. Whenever I screw up or something fucks up, I make it black and white. Yeah, and I did a video after showing how I fixed it. Like, it is an easy fix. That is the only Mafex I've ever had that's done that. And it was, I tell you, I was horrified. I was like, no, because I really like that figure. And it snapped in two, and I was like, and people are in the comments, they're like, see, that's why I don't buy Mafexes, because they snap and they're trash. I'm like, they're not trash.
But they do snap.
They do snap from time to time, but everything breaks from time to time. Like, name a figure company that, I mean, every single figure company that I've ever bought from there's always problems somewhere.
Yeah, even Hot
happens.
Toys, even like DC Direct. I mean, shit, my DC Direct is like, you know what I mean? It's scary.
Yeah. And now that I've fixed it, it's stronger than it ever was, because I put a rod right up inside the right down into the ball and right up inside the shaft there. I put a steel rod there, so it'll never break, and it's like super glued.
I'll be
right never going anywhere. But yeah, it felt horrible.
And I think you're stronger, Brad, for that. You know?
Yeah, I've gone through it. The trauma's been there. Tears have been shed.
Oh, I think honorable mention. And let me turn my camera around, guys. So I got the Lego. I can't. This is gonna work. You can't see. It's behind the Lego Batmobile back there. Yeah. That is probably one of my favorite collectibles this year, even though it didn't come out this year. The Lego Batmobile, the Lego Batwing, dude. Fucking Lego, dude. If they come out with a Lego, Brad, do you do Legos? Do you dabble in Legos?
I don't, but the Batmobile I wanted to do a time lapse, putting it together. Yeah, because it looks sick, but it never showed up in my town, and if it did, I missed it. And even if it did show up, I probably couldn't have bought it because, let's face it, I could have sold my kidney, one of my arms, and a testicle on the black market, and probably still not been able to afford it.
Well, dude, I didn't even know about like retired Legos because I didn't get this because I got it after it was retired by Lego. So it was like,
what does that mean?
So basically, they stopped making it right when they retire it, and it goes from $200 retail to like $400 or $500 to get it on the secondary market.
Ugh.
I got mine for $200.
OnlyFans, here I come.
Right, dude. I think you do well on OnlyFans, dude.
Showing people pictures of my starfish.
No. Yeah, and you get your dude with your action figures. You're a ginger. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Watch me stick this Hopper figure up my butthole. No, thank you.
Listen, I'm just saying, dude. Guys, informal poll. Who would support Brad on... Oh, you know what? Who would support Brad on Patreon? If Brad had a Patreon for...
I can't do it.
I know, but just out of curiosity, friends in the chat, who would subscribe to Only Brads?
Only Brads.
I would support Brad on Patreon or OnlyFans. I mean, Patreon would be a little bit more appropriate, probably.
I couldn't do it.
I know, dude. But you produce high quality content. I try,
but
see, look,
there's a comment up here. Hold on. Honor Guard DC says, I had a Mafex Hush Superman. No, that's not. Mafex is great on sculpts. Sorry, it's Joshua Martinez. Sorry, Honor Guard. Mafex is great on sculpts, but QC is awful. The only one I've ever had a problem with since they got better, because during their Man of Steel, maybe Batman v Superman era, there was some problems with their figures, but I've never had a problem with anything since then. Like nothing.
The Spider-Man, I bought a Mafex Spider-Man. Out of the package, the arm broke off, and I never bought a Marvel one again after that.
Yeah. Well, how long? What year was that?
Dude, it was recent. It was the comic book version of Spider-Man, like last year. Yeah.
The dark blue
Mhm.
and red. So like the
Yes.
one they've re-released, but the original one.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, and it broke.
It broke.
Wow, that's
that was
horrible. 'Cause
heartbreaking. It was.
That's the only Marvel figure that I bought recently is that Spider-Man, like the re-release of it with the lighter blue,
and it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Like maybe I'm just lucky because, like for example, like the paint applications on all of my Mafex are usually spot on. Like they're usually like pretty much perfect. So yeah, that's why they're like one of my favorite figure lines.
I love Mafex now though for the DC stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, not really. This is not a really good transition, but Rob has come back from his bathroom break.
Yeah, we were just saying you should join OnlyFans.
Yes.
No, we weren't. We were saying
they want to see your face.
Yeah.
So
they want to see your starfish.
Moving out of 2022 and into 2023 with a look forward for our last segment of the evening, let's talk about what we want to see next year from DC, McFarlane. Rob, kicking over to you, sir. What would your dream 2023 look like, DC figure-wise?
It's a big question, Rob.
Big question.
You carry a big weight on your shoulders.
Brad has time to think about it now that I've asked it. But Rob, you get to go first. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, Brad, Rob, we lost you. We can't hear you, sir.
No,
yeah, we can't. We can see your pretty face, but we can't hear
you.
You
I should have paid more attention in lip reading class. Damn it!
There we go. You're back.
You're back.
All right. So, Monarch and wait, because Armageddon 2000. I'm a huge fan. Everybody knows that by now.
2-pack.
Yes, absolutely 2-pack. It would be the perfect 2-pack.
Yes.
And I think Monarch's armor is just going to look phenomenal, done by McFarlane. Obviously, I want to see a Wonder Woman. A Sinestro. We have to have a Sinestro, guys. Come on. That's why I'm like,
yeah.
So
I thought you were throwing up your boobs, but
yeah, my boobs.
Your chest.
You don't have no. You don't have no boobs. Okay, look. I'm the one with the boobs.
Now I'm gonna lose my train.
You're all blushing. You're like, oh no, I'm thinking about Brad's boobs.
I'm hanging out with my fat friends tonight.
We're the Duffs.
I feel better about myself after I spent 2 hours with Brad and Ahsoka.
We're the Duffs, the designated fat friends.
Yeah, we're bald over here too. You know what I mean? Jesus, it's hard. It's hurtful, Rob. It's hurtful.
I love you guys. Okay, so Armageddon 2001, Sinestro. Who else did I say? Sinestro, Wonder Woman. I would love to see Amira, Black Adam, or not Black Adam, Black Manta, like comic style. Although I'm sure the movie figure will probably be pretty close enough that I'd be okay with.
Yep.
Okay, I know I've talked to Brad about this, but I want to see Hawkman. Both versions. I want the 90s like renegade style
now,
like 90s, and then the classic that we all love. But I want that 90s like long hair, bare chest with the. Although I would take actually 3 because like there's that the blue suit with the winged like metal gold wings. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Was it gray?
Was it gray? I can't remember.
Full body suit.
Oh yeah, it might be gray.
I would take that too.
No, I wouldn't. Dude, I love you.
Just give me any Hawkman, really. So
Brad's getting testy. I would not take that.
Smack my bitch up.
I'm trying to think who else we could. I mean, Captain Atom would be cool. Dark
Mhm.
Side to go along with the Calabac.
And Rob, give us one personal goal, an action figure related for 2023.
Not action figure
Yeah, like
related.
personal, like something you want to work on for 2023.
I don't know, to learn how to play the guitar better.
Ooh,
That's
I like
one.
that.
Be with the family more instead of just always like, taking photos and stuff like
And
that
spending
too.
2 hours talking to us.
Yeah. But yeah, be around the family and learn.
That's a
guitar.
good one, dude. I think I'm sure your family is very happy with how much time you spend with them.
I hope
Dude,
so.
bring the boys down next time.
Yeah.
You know?
Margaret made a
They're-
cameo.
She
Yeah.
did. I loved it.
Anyone can make a cameo. It's
Right.
semi-family friendly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brad, the DC Universe Geek, 2023. What would you like to see from McFarlane,
Well,
Mafex or Mafex?
Mafex.
Mafex.
The E makes
Mafex.
the A say
The
its
A
name.
makes the E. What would you like to see?
Before I get into that, I just want to say the one figure I'm the most excited for
Yeah.
that I know of for 2023 is the Mezco 112th Deluxe Superman, Man of Steel.
Yes. 100%.
I got 2 of those on order, come from different places, and that is my most anticipated. I don't like the idea of the black lines around the S. It looks like a t-shirt, but that is my most anticipated. Then secondarily is the Dark Side figure from Beast Kingdom. Just want to get that out there. If you don't have those pre-ordered, you're going to miss out because those look fantastic.
Real quick, I would love to see a Nightwing, anything Nightwing, but I want that classic Nightfall, the yellow and blue Nightwing done by McFarlane and Mafex for like their lines.
I don't think Mafex would do it. Just, I'm not very hopeful, but McFarlane might.
He might.
As a gold label.
And a Tim Drake by Nightfall story for, that perfect classic.
Yeah. That's a big hope.
Go on.
Okay, so for next year, my big hopes, not, leaving out Tim Drake, because I've already mentioned I would like that. I would love to see, comic accurate Dark Side would be fantastic. And really, honestly, I just want the old school. Old school 80s, 90s Dark Side, that kind of thing. And not dark navy blue, but like, to like a bit of a brighter, like straight up blue for Dark Side. I want to see that. I'd like to see McFarlane try his hand again at Harley Quinn.
Ooh,
because the one that he did, it was really just an animated one that he repurposed as comic book. Let's face it. I mean, the face and the
it's a comic book. It's a comic book one.
Yeah. Well, no, it was animated. It was definitely animated.
Right. Animated one. Yeah.
I want to see that. I would really like to see him try his hand at a Riddler and a Penguin, both comic book accurate. Yeah, Bat fan #1 Hawk and Dove 2-pack. I would fall out of my seat pre-ordering that one for sure. George Perez Nightwing. Yeah, I think he'll do that one. Like if he's going to do any more Nightwings, I think that would be on his short list for sure. What are other figures? I'm going to look up mine. Yeah, definitely Sinestro. I've wanted Sinestro. As a mega fig for the year, Parasite could very easily be a character he would choose. Great. So that's one. Poison Ivy, because we don't get a lot of females. And then just in general, I want to see more females in the line. That's a huge
Mira.
I want Mira. I want Supergirl. I want Black Canary. Yeah. I want the Huntress. I want Batwoman. I want Power Girl. Vixen. Yeah, Vixen. And he likes to do obscure characters. And to a lot of people, Vixen would be more obscure. Ooh. So I would love to see just in general more females because the line really is very much a sausage fest.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved about DC Universe Classics. There was a great selection of female characters.
Even DC Direct, ton of female characters.
Yeah.
Tons of them. Yeah. And I know that I've heard McFarlane talking, old girls don't sell. But it's like, well, that my opinion was always like, people were like, oh, Todd's sexist. You won't make females. I'm like, I wouldn't go that far. I think the problem is he hasn't picked basic versions of popular female characters. And then,
Yeah.
sure, maybe they may sell less than some male characters, but I can guarantee you that Power Girl is going to sell better than, say, Static Shock.
Yeah.
Right, because more people are familiar with Power Girl, and she's a more beloved character. So I would like to see more female characters done in the multiverse. Mixiplik needs to be made. A basic Doomsday figure needs to be made.
Yes.
Mega Fig.
Yeah, a Mega Fig. I'm looking up here because these are the characters that I look at when I'm saying I wish that they had made them.
An Anti-Monitor, but like make it like the largest.
I think like Anti-Monitor could be a McFarlane Toys exclusive, where it costs you like
or a McFarlane
$300,
McFarlane Lab.
or $200. Yeah, McFarlabs. Did you say that?
Yes.
McFarlabs.
Wow.
Labs.
If Todd watches this, that's the perfect name. But like maybe $200, but it's huge, right? Like let's say it's like 3.5 feet tall. Yeah, Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, 2-pack. An Oberon 3-pack.
I would pay that for an Anti-Monitor like that.
In that scale, absolutely. Metallo, he's
and then I would buy it again if they did the Sinestro Corps version repaint.
You would buy both.
Yeah.
Brad, what's one personal goal for yourself next year?
I need to lose weight. I just went to the doctors today for my sleep doctor, and I'm practically narcoleptic. I fall asleep in the middle of the day, and I know that part of that is because of my weight. Like I weighed in today at 325.
Okay. Well,
I'm 6'2", so some of that's my height, but I'm definitely morbidly obese, and it's affecting my entire life. And my kids all think I'm going to die like next week. Like it's horrible. Like Jason was like,
"That's not good."
My son cried about it over the Christmas holidays.
Oh,
and
man.
Robert, my 9-year-old, is like, "Can you die from being fat?" Margaret was like, "Well, yeah, you can if you're not careful." And he looked at me and was like, "Dad, you have to lose weight." So yeah, that's my big goal more than anything. So that might mean I do less videos because I've got a gym membership now with the family.
Anything we can do to support you, Brad? Anything we can do to help you?
Yeah, keep me accountable.
Well, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, help keep me accountable. Ask how I'm doing. Yeah, but I got to lose it because my knees are friggin' shot. My health is in the toilet. So yeah, that's my big goal.
And you have a lot to live for, dude. You have a beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful kids.
Yep.
A beautiful action figure collection.
Yep.
I mean,
if I die, it gets parted out and sold, so I got to stay alive to keep it together longer.
Could actually be a little self-serving here. Can I inherit that collection?
It's got to go to my boys.
Yeah.
I get to inherit it.
Can I keep one of the Mattel Superbad figures that was no?
You know what? I wish I could just give you one, but I gotta sell one because
no. You sell it. You sell it.
Going on eBay. I'm gonna sell it on eBay like this week. Like tomorrow, I'm probably gonna list it.
Well, Brad, you take care of yourself, sir. We need you around. So whatever you got to do, we'll hold you accountable. I'm more than happy to annoy you with, hey, go on a walk. Don't need that Big Mac. I mean, listen, I'm in the same boat. I need to lose some weight as well. So we can support each other. Rob can't relate to any of this conversation. This beautiful skinny bastard over there.
If you get a Fitbit, I'll get a Fitbit, and we can keep each other accountable. Because I've got a Samsung watch. But if you get a Fitbit, then I'll get one.
All right, let's do it.
And we'll do it together, and you can keep track of each other.
Let's do that. So we have the same goal as far as personal goals go. I will say for me, for 2023, Wave Rider, Monarch, absolutely. More obscure characters. That's what I live for with the stuff. And I'm really excited for the rumored Flash movie figures. Michael Keaton, Batmobile, classic Batman, maybe some Batman movie figures I've heard about, perhaps. I don't know. But I think just when Mafex, I hope we see the Eradicator, Doomsday, and a Superboy announced from Mafex, because they're just killing it.
And Tim Drake.
Tim Drake, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of great stuff. Also hope we get the Mezco 89 Batman. That'd be cool. You know?
I don't know. That's a tall tale.
It is a tall tale, but my hope is we get that.
Well, it should come out.
You know? I also love for kind of tying it back to 22 and 2023, the McFarlane Toys online site has been a blessing to have a site where you can just go to and order the shit
Yeah.
and it just arrives.
Yeah.
More of that, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love I like the hunt a little bit, but not really, because I don't have time for that shit. So
Yeah.
please just make it available. Here's my money. I want to buy this.
And like Walmart and Target mostly Walmart needs to get on board and have pre-orders and ship the
Right.
pre-orders. I always thought, what's the point of buying a pre-order if you can't get it ahead of everybody else? Like, I feel like
that makes
they
too
should
much
ship
sense, Rob. That makes too much sense.
the pre-orders,
Stop with that
before it
logic.
hits stores.
Yeah, or at least the same time, like the
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah.
You know.
As they're putting it on the shelves, they're mailing it to you.
Yeah.
Now, guys, we have 10 minutes because I got to go.
Do you want to get to some of the comments?
Let's go to some of the comments, my friends. Let's go to some of the comments. A lot of comments. Brad, you pick out some comments, sir.
Why don't we take turns? Hey, like I'll pick
All right.
one, someone else picks
Go
one.
for
Okay. Now I'm gonna limit this to the DC ones.
I will
just
say
cutting
this,
out. Okay, I was gonna say just cutting
real
out soda.
quick. Jose, I liked his comments. I believe in you, Brad, right there.
The sugar, I gotta get away from the sugar.
Yeah.
Alcohol's a bit
Yeah.
harder because I really like beer, and I will like I really want to cut it down. I don't drink that much, to be honest. I drink on the weekends, like once a week usually. That's
Yeah.
like, and I'll have a drink when I'm like doing this podcast.
But I like
guess
that
it
Jose
makes me-
believes in you, Brad.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to take from that comment. I'm sorry. Please pick out a comment. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nope, that's good.
As far as obscure characters,
Yeah, go ahead. Rob.
I would love to see like an icon or hardware or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
There's a lot of stuff about my diet here, and it's like I know a lot of the stuff that's being.
I'll
said
pick
here.
one out. Let me pick one
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you pick it because I can't. Like, I'm focusing on the ones that I probably shouldn't be.
If Todd does a full-on Batmobile like the rumored Hush and Keenan was, they're probably scaled to the figures. My God, I'm sure it will put most companies on notice with making affordable vehicles. Great point, because we've recently had a failed HasLab, while Todd is rumored to be making Batmobiles.
Yeah.
He's also made Batmobiles.
Yeah.
You know, look at this thing. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
It's
Huge.
You know what I mean? And you're right. Todd just kind of shows them up. So I agree. That would be great if we get those. I think we will.
I did pick up. I haven't yet reviewed it, but I've got it. I've had it for like 2 months now. The Mattel, the Batman RC Batmobile, but it's in the same scale.
Oh, my friend has that. That thing is awesome.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I don't have the one that has Batman in it that like turns the
Yeah.
steering wheel and turns his head. I've got the one because I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to modify it to put my figures in it, or at the very least, stand Batman next hiccup. Oh no, I'm gonna have the hiccups now. Stand Batman next to the car on a shelf.
That's gonna look great.
Got the hiccups. So yeah, but my point is that one didn't even cost as much as the HasLab one,
Right?
and that one arguably is better.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is gonna be our last question. It's a great question. We'd love to hear a brief story of your first DC Comics books.
Ooh.
Mine was the end of Death of the Family when Tim became the new Robin. So, Rob, we'll start with you. What was your definitive? I'm now a DC Comics reader. This has become my lifelong passion. What was the story?
Geez, my first two memories, it was definitely like Armageddon 2021. But there was Shadow of the Bat, or maybe it was even before that. It was like right before Nightfall. And I forget who was wearing it, but it was like the one where he looked like a ninja and he had like the balls. Like,
Was it Shaman? No,
was
it
him?
was.
I don't know, but he had like the chain things coming off his head type thing.
Oh
He was like a
yeah, was
villain.
it? I know what you're
Who
talking
was that?
about. Fuck, I forgot the name of it though. I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I've
But
no
like it
idea
was
what
like
you're
that
talking
story.
He's got his eyes are like this, like a square.
Yeah,
mask. He's got like
Yes.
a chain on his head. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot the name of that story though.
It was right around that time, I think. But yeah, like I remember I got into it like right as Nightfall was about to start. It was like leading into like, and then Death of Superman was kind of like not far behind or right around the same time. So, but yeah.
Brad, what about you, sir?
My first comic books. Well, my parents used to buy me Superman and Justice League comics from the corner store. And I liked Superman so much that I would take my pen and go to my little desk. I had like a desk. It was like the front was like a chalkboard and you could like lift it up and put stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I used to outline Superman in all the comics with the pen, but I would outline him so much on purpose that he would pop out of the page, right? I would wear the paper down with these like smelly pens that smelled like cherries and like watermelon. And so my desk was like filled with these cutouts of all my favorite comic book characters. And my mom opened my comics and was like, well, these are trash, because they were Swiss cheese from all like the characters. They all look like they'd gone boom, like in a cartoon, and like slammed the shape of their body through the page. So the first comics I remember owning, I had Red Tornado, #1, and a few issues. And I had Batman and the Outsiders issue #1. I had some old school Action Comics and Superman from like 1984 that I used to read. And those were my first comic books. Yeah, I believe it was Jose Luis Garcia Lopez who did the artwork.
Yeah.
From the Superman comics. And I think maybe Kurt Swan. I got my hands on some of those when I was really little. So yeah, that was my first foray into comic books. I think I got some old Justice League as well, but I never kept up on the stories. Like I didn't really keep up on any of the stories, honestly, until let's see, Invasion First Strike. I was reading a lot of that.
Great.
Yeah, and I was like following that. And then the first story that I bought every issue all the way through would have been The Reign of Superman.
Yeah.
That was the first like story I bought every single issue from all the titles in that triangle. And I was like, wow, like
I have to concur. I'm the same way. That's what got me like into like the weekly, like, you know, say, like,
gotta get Man of Steel this week and Avenger next week and Action Comics the next week.
Did you remember like when Mark Waid started doing the Flash? Like, that was such a great time too.
Wally.
The 90s.
Wally. Yeah.
The 90s.
I had some Wally Flash.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's your battery died. One of your batteries died, didn't it?
Probably.
EOS.
Can you still hear me?
Webcam utility. You sound good. But guys, I have to go. We've been here for 2 hours almost.
Damn.
I apologize, our friends in the chat. We didn't get to all of your questions, but we hit like 112 people at one point. So once again, appreciate your support. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hope we bring you some joy, some comfort, some good times. We love doing this show, and this is the most consistent like social media thing I've ever done with other people.
It's easy when you're friends with and you love the people you're doing it with. He's back.
I mean, the alcohol helps a lot too. But no, you guys are the best. Rob, Brad, you guys are amazing. This is fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're here to support each other and just have a good time. So
and I want to say I felt really supported in the comments. I don't want to downplay the fact that a lot of you folks were trying to give me health advice in the comments. Like definitely, like I've been there. I was 330 pounds years ago, and then I lost it and got down to 207. So I know how to lose weight. But I struggle with depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And I'm also moving a lot less and my knees are shot. So exercise is challenging. But I do understand how to lose weight. So to see the support from you folks in the comments is fantastic. I was just trying to limit the comments that I, to DC and figure stuff, but I just want to make sure you guys know that I wasn't just brushing aside.
Hey, Brad, this is the real shit, dude. Like, we are all in this hobby. We're all pretty much like over 20 and over 30 for the most part. And we're all guys and men. We traditionally do not get a lot of emotional support because that's not a part of our culture. So I'm glad that we could give you some support. So no apologies necessary. And we will help you with your goals, help you be accountable, and just be here just to talk, bro. This is a safe space. Fuck. You know what I mean? That's all it is, dude. You know, Rob. Any parting words from you, Rob? I'm sorry.
Just be safe out there. I know it's New Year's. People like to drink. No matter where you go, just be careful.
Yeah.
Think
DD.
about others, not just you, but think about the others that have
Yeah.
families and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
If
And
you're
I'm
going
speak-
somewhere to drink alcohol, make sure you have a DD. Have a plan.
exactly.
You could save
think-
yourself. You could save someone else.
I'm
Yeah.
secretly hoping that Rob gains 50 pounds so that on next year's New Year's show, he'll have to be the one making these pledges.
Oh no, he's got the metabolism of a rabbit.
I know,
Look at him.
right? The son of a bitch doesn't even exercise probably. He doesn't even get
Yeah.
you know?
Uh,
He's genetically thin.
God. My friends, you guys have a great New Year's. Great 2022. We'll see you back here in a couple of weeks for 2023.
absolutely.
Much love to
Definitely.
everyone in the chat. And take care, guys.